Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about the new hidden feature within Claude Code, which is the orchestration of Claude Code sessions. Now these are basically agent swarms, which you may or may not be familiar with. I believe this is only available with new Opus 4.6, but I'm just going to jump in and show you guys how to actually set this up. But the first thing to note is compare it with sub-agents, because off the bat I was confused. What's the difference between this and sub-agents? So sub-agents is the one on the left. This one is the one on the right. The main difference is the communication and the coordination. Now, to be honest with you, I'm just going to say something really quickly. I'm not even convinced that this is a direct replacement of sub-agents, because there is this thing with sub-agents where the main agent, which is your Claude Code session, right? When you write Claude, for example, the thing I like about sub-agents is you have this agent, which orchestrates all of the other sub-agents, which I actually think is a really big positive of this system. However, there are also some advantages to using the new swarm system, with the main advantage being that they actually talk to each other in real time. So if something changes or if something happens, they can actually communicate with each other, right? So I'm just going to show you guys how to actually set this up. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're on the latest version of Claude Code, because these mofos over at Anthropic are releasing updates like there's no bloody tomorrow. Apparently there is no tomorrow in AI anyway. So look, there's been another update. I'm going to guess that the update is actually to do with what we're talking about, the agent swarms, because there was an issue yesterday with agent swarms. So there we go. Look at that. Fixed agents, teammate sessions, and Tmux to send and receive messages. Perfect. So they have actually fixed the changes from yesterday. Now, the first thing you need is you need to be able to write Tmux, and you need to be able to enter into a Tmux session. If you cannot do that, just go to like ChatGPT or even Claude Code, right? And just say, can you help me set up Tmux, right? So let's just go to ChatGPT here, and we'll just say, can you help me install Tmux on my, Tmux on my Mac. It's going to assume that I mean Tmux, I hope. Yeah, so basically just run through the install, guys, get it installed, and then once you can write Tmux here and this little green bar appears at the bottom, you're actually set up and ready to use this system. Now I'm going to write Claude dangerously skip permissions. You don't want to be pressing enter every few seconds with this system. Now actually, before we do that, let's make a new one. So we'll call this agent swarm test. And then now we'll write Claude dangerously skip permissions. Okay, so we're inside a new folder. Inside here, we have this running, right? Now the other thing you need to do, now I already have this, but I'm just going to say, please remove this setting from my settings.json to disable this mode, right? And then I'm just going to send it. The reason I'm doing that is so that I can show you guys how to add it, right? It's just the opposite of what I've just done here. So it's going to find the settings, right? It's going to remove the setting from my system, right? Because I currently have it set up. I just want to do that so I can show you guys how to actually set it up. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. So maybe /settings would be good to set this up. But yeah, like I said, this is probably the best way to do it, which is just letting Claude Code set it up for itself. So let me find your settings file. There we go. It's just going to find the settings file. Shouldn't take very long here. We are using Opus 4.6. You can see it's at the top here. We're using Opus 4.6 inside the Claude Max plan as well. Guys, I will also be streaming later, so please be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be trying streaming every single day, about 6 or 7:30 p.m. Irish time. Okay, so you can see here, it just removed that setting, right? Found it. I'll remove the Claude experimental. Perfect. So let's do Control C. There we go. And then let's write this. So this is not a continuation of the last command, right? I'm just going to write config real quick, so I want to see something. Okay, so does it have the setting here? No, it doesn't. Okay, beautiful. So now we don't have the settings. So if I say, well, you just have to believe me, we don't have the settings set up. So now I'm going to say, please set this up so you can use agent swarm /teams. And I'm going to send it. So this is a completely new conversation with Claude Code, right? So it doesn't have the previous knowledge that it had. So it has to reread everything, has to refind the config file, and it has to add it to the config file. So look, searching. This is what yours will do off the bat, right? I'll leave a link to this in the description, by the way, claude.com. So there we go. Claude Experiment Agent Teams 1. Let me check also if Tmux is installed for split pane mode. right? So you need to have Tmux installed. Just say to it here at this point, if you don't have Tmux installed, please install Tmux, right? Now, before you run, you have to run Tmux, okay? So you just make sure that you run Tmux, because you need this green bar at the bottom, otherwise it's not going to work, okay? So now let's do Claude Dangerously Skip Permissions. I'm going to say, please set up a team of agents to create me a very well-designed WordPress website. Let's not do WordPress, Next.js website for an Irish golf tournament directory in Ireland. Now, I actually ran this exact prompt yesterday, and just with this prompt here, it ran for 40 minutes as an agent team, which is absolutely absurd. What I want to see today is, have they managed to fully fix the teammate mode or not, right? Because yesterday there were a lot of problems with it. I just want to see if they've kind of fixed it, right? So the first thing it does is it creates all of these, right? All of these different, this basically uses the checklist system they've had for ages. One thing I do want to mention, guys, is this was already possible, in my opinion, with sub-agents. I was already doing this. I'm sure other people were too. I'm not the only one that was already doing this. But this new system is pretty cool because there's this whole thing where it's like having a conversation between agents, right? If something changes, if something happens, I don't know, like let's say an unexpected bug occurs, it can go back to another agent, right? And say, look, this has happened, what should I do? You know, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas previously with sub-agents, it was a step-by-step process, maybe working in parallel, but not having conversations with each other, right? But like I said before, I will say that this thing here is super important. Main agent manages all the work. I do actually, this is one of the things I really, really liked about sub-agents. So this is no longer possible, or not no longer possible, but this isn't how this system works, right? So both agent teams and sub-agents let you parallelize work, but they often operate differently. Choose based on whether your works need to communicate with each other. So that's the main thing. This is a cool thing, but like, it's not always needed, okay? I'm probably not going to run this entire prompt, by the way. You can watch the video yesterday that I released if you want to know how good this actually is at building one of these systems. I'm just going to show you how this works. So let's create the data layer first, then spawn all the page building agents in parallel. So in just a second, what it's going to do is it's going to split this terminal in two, maybe into three, maybe into four, maybe into five, maybe into six. Depends how many agents or whatever it actually wants to spawn. And then we'll see in a second this in action. This is like the hidden feature that no one's really talking about it. Everyone is just talking about the release of Opus. I don't blame them because obviously Opus is an extremely interesting model that's already used 30 billion tokens on OpenRouter, which is absurd. Already used 30 billion tokens. That is absolutely crazy. That's crazy, guys. Wow. Okay, so let's see this in action. So it's still just creating the data layer. Once it's done this, it will spawn the agent. So we'll just pause for a second. Okay, so what it tried to do there was it tried to just use sub-agents, but I just stopped it and I said, can you actually use the... Ah, it works, finally. So we can actually see what the agent is doing now. Perfect, beautiful. So this is really, really cool, right? This is very, very interesting from Claude. This is what sets them apart, in my opinion, from Codex, from everything else, is this innovation that they do. They're famous for innovation, and they haven't stopped cooking since they released Claude Code. This is absurd. Like, this is just absolutely crazy, this agent spawn team thing. Now, it might be more of a gimmick. We don't know yet. I'm still testing. We're all still testing. It seems right now to be useful, of course, but it does seem to just be an extension of sub-agents, in my opinion. The main difference is that they talk to each other, right? So if there's a different here, if there's a problem here, it will, do whatever. Here we go. Now I'll mark the task as completed and notify the team lead. So this is kind of what was happening with sub-agents anyway, but it is really, really cool and really, really interesting, right? I have to say. Bang, there we go. There's another sub-agent or another team member. Now we have a homepage builder, a layout designer. This is pretty cool, guys. I have to say, it is pretty damn cool. Now it's just spawned another one. What's this? This is the directory builder, homepage hero and tournaments. Bang, bang, bang. They all talk to each other. So let's, oh my God, look at this detail builder. Wow. I have to say this is super interesting. Shift up to manage. So I think you have to do Control B and then move up. So now I should be in the left one, yeah. And I can do Shift up. No, I can't because it doesn't work. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to control everything. To be honest with you guys, I probably am going to let this run because it's still early on in the day and I'll be curious to see how this goes. But just so you know, to switch between which one you're on, you have to press Control B first. And then you can write inside whichever one you want to run it, write inside, right? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that was only 3 minutes. What the hell? Okay. Um, we'll see how that did. That was extremely fast. Okay, so fairly basic design, but I mean, not terrible. I didn't actually tell it to do like a good design or anything. It didn't have any skills or anything like that. But I mean, it's done a pretty fantastic job considering that was a 4-minute build from such a ridiculously small prompt. But yeah, I mean, you could obviously do a lot better with better prompts, etc., etc. But pretty interesting build, extremely fast. It's done a very good job with a lot of stuff here. The technical build is perfect as usual. Guys, I think I'll leave the video there. I've got more experimenting to do. I'm probably going to be streaming later as well because there's just so much going on. I've still got to make a video about Codex 5.3. I've still got to test Codex 5.3, etc., etc. Guys, if you can just do me a huge favor, just go to HarborSEO.ai. This is my SaaS application that I'm building at the moment, or not just building, but rebuilding and adding to and everything. And I've added a lot of things recently, and I really, really just need people to go and test it out and let me know what you think. So I would really appreciate it if you are watching all the way to the end of the video, if you could just go to HarborSEO.ai, give it a test, let me know what you think of the workflow, send me an email, Hamish at HarborSEO.ai if you have any feedback. Effectively what it is, guys, is it's a auto blogger, right? It writes content for you and includes your own business and your own images. As you can see, AI sometimes gets things wrong, but it includes all your own images. It includes internal links. As you can see at the top here, there's loads and loads of internal links, and it's just something that I'm really proud of ever since we started working on it a lot more. And I really do need feedback. So if you are watching all the way to the end of the video and you want a way to support me, just go and check out HarborSEO.ai. There'll be a link in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you are watching all the way to the end of the video, you're an absolute legend, and I will see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out.